Yeah.
Onward we go to 165. Coach, what do you expect the rest of the way?
Yeah, well, I expect what we've seen so far, very tough and competitive bouts, but this one's really important because Peyten Kellar is really good. He's a former All-American, but he's kind of been lost. He's been in the lineup, out of the lineup with injury. He needs to find himself, and hopefully this is the match in which he does it.
And so he is out there for the Sooners against Logan Fowler at 165 for Air Force. Fowler, a sophomore from Cleveland, Tennessee, was 12-8 as a freshman last year. He's got a younger brother, Cy, who is also on this Air Force squad. And he had a good F&M event last year. They went to the F&M Open out in Pennsylvania, and Logan Fowler had a win over a past NCAA qualifier out there. So he's got a little momentum coming into this one. You mentioned
now,
Sooners,
most definitely,
Peyten Kellar.
Yep. So much of wrestling is from the neck up, and you see kids and they're good, and the next thing you know, they're struggling, and they need to know you're not alone. They need to know this is a tough sport, but it's also not rocket science. Work a little bit harder, work a little bit smarter, and come out to battle, and you'll find your way.
And that's where Peyten Kellar finds himself. 4 seasons at Ohio for Kellar, and now in his first year at Oklahoma. He's a redshirt senior. He was a 157-pounder prior, and last season was tough. Had a injury that sidelined him after only 10 matches. But he was 5th at the NCAA championships, an All-American. He was Ohio's first All-American in about 8 years when he got to the podium back in 2024.
Yeah, and he's big enough for 165. A couple of things on his feet. His best shots are from tie-ups, but he's not controlling the ties like he has. And secondly, he's a monster on top, but he's got to get back to devoting himself. By the way, he's from Ohio University, and head coach Jeremy Spates at Southern Illinois University. Guess where they're wrestling tonight?
Ohio must
University
be.
of Ohio, yep.
Your son Jeremy's team. They were here for the Norman Duels just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, did a great job and actually beat Little Rock last week, and that's a big win.
Minute to go, opening period, and no score here at 165. Halfway through this duel, Oklahoma with the 15-4 lead overall.
Yeah, I think you'll see Peyten Kellar turn it around. He's got this headgear there. Yeah, not a huge fan of that thumb block. Hard to shoot from there. Rather, I like inside ties, elbow controls, underhooks. Sometimes defensively that's okay, but that's defensively.
9 seconds to go in a scoreless opening period. Looks like we'll get the wrestlers on the mat here and see if anybody can start some activity. There was just not much in the opening period. So the choice goes to Peyten Kellar, and he decides to go down on bottom.
Of course, Fowler's 10-3. He can wrestle. He's been out with a knee injury, just got back, and had a nice nationally ranked win last week.
Air Force got the chance to go and wrestle in an event on the USS Yorktown out in Charleston, South Carolina. They get some teams together and let them wrestle on the flight deck. Really cool event, cool experience.
The only team you don't want to wrestle there is Navy.
No, I wouldn't think so.
That's a nice leg ride. Throw your hip. Throw your hip. We're in good shape right there, and there's the reversal. Now,
how about the reversal there for Peyten Kellar to get the scoring started here in period 2?
Whoa, watch out
now
for that
the potential
defensive
for
fall.
some back points.
He's good with the boots. Tying up that wrist as well.
And that's a potentially dangerous hold there. They say they're going to restart him. I tell you, Coach, reversal, this is a low-scoring bout, and the reversal getting 2 instead of 1 for the escape.
Yep.
Now you think if this stays the way it is and you go to the third, a chance at an escape potentially on the part of Fowler. But since you got a reversal, you got a little leg up.
Yeah, especially if you can ride him out or pick up riding time. Arch. You got to arch. Okay. So glad to see him getting back to riding. That's a key component to his success.
Peyten Kellar, a reversal here in the period for the only scoring at 165 pounds. And he may very well just ride out this period after getting the reversal. And then he'd have the chance to start on top in the final period if he so chooses. But, man, he looks more than capable of riding out the second. So I guess you'd call that an unanswered reversal, Coach.
Yep, that's exactly right. I'd be surprised if he chooses top, though. Their call, and it's neutral.
So neutral will be the call for Logan Fowler.
And that's the benefit of being a beast on top. We had guys, Byron Tucker, put those hands up in the air. Robbie Waller put those hands up in the air.
And so Fowler didn't want to go down on bottom against Kellar. Also, he knew even if he gets out, he only gets 1 point, and he's got to have at least 2 to keep this match going. Minute 30 to go. There was 47 seconds of riding time built after the reversal by Kellar as Fowler gets in on the right leg. No real advantage, though. In fact,
you got to beat that shoulder. You get your hips to the outside of that shoulder, pull that man forward. We're in a little bit of trouble here. Nice.
And it's now Kellar working his way to a takedown after the initial shot by Fowler. And he'll be able to accrue over a minute of riding time right here in about 5 seconds. So an important juncture in this match, the takedown and riding time of over a minute for Peyten Kellar. A 5-0 lead for the Oklahoma 165-pounder. There's another potentially dangerous hold. They'll restart him.
Of course, hard to see what's actually happening there. It doesn't look like a situation in which injury would be imminent.
Caution on bottom to Fowler for starting too quickly. That's his first.
Now you got to watch out because this guy's really comfortable in that bridge back. Good hustle on the part. I don't know if I'd keep going to that well. But I'm not Peyten Kellar.
Riding time is now secure for Peyten Kellar as he has over a minute 30 and counting. And he may just go ahead and ride out the match just as he did the second period, as he's got Fowler flat in the center of the mat. And Peyten Kellar, good win for him at 165. He'll tack on 1 point for the riding time and win it 6-0 for the Sooners at 165. Oklahoma takes an 18-4 lead in the duel.
And Peyten Kellar found himself a little bit on the mat. That's a big step forward.
So Peyten Kellar able to come up with the victory. He moves to 7-6, and this is redshirt senior season.